Hello. So today feels very, very heavy. It feels like a day that is of anticipation. It feels like there is a lot of transformation, and it does feel like transmuting. It comes through as being very emotional. It feels like there is this palpable anxiety, this pit in the stomach, anticipation, and it feels like not knowing what that anticipation is. It just feels like something is about to reveal itself. There is this level of change, and it feels like there is this universal feeling of having to relinquish. It feels like things being brought up that have been buried so deep. It could be triggers and traumas. It could be those injuries from 100 years ago. But it does feel like there's like an acknowledgement of it, and it feels like there is this level of understanding and awareness that these are things you haven't spoken about. So these are things that you haven't, put out to the world because it's not necessary. But it does feel like they're survivor stories. It feels very much like needing to release and to acknowledge self, to have self-care and compassion and credit. It feels like celebrations. It comes through as needing to sit with these emotions and to really allow them to emerge and even speak them. It feels like survivor stories, and it feels very much like wanting to cry. There is this feeling of just tears. It feels like of sadness, honoring those that we have lost, but it also feels like honoring self for the things that have been taken from us, have been done to us. Just kind of push them downward, and we are unable to really reach that when we're going about our day and just moving and consistently ignoring and really just sheltering ourselves. It comes through as a time of releasing any defeat. It feels like accepting, it feels like forgiveness of self, and it feels like this is something that is not only necessary, but it feels like it's forced on us. We are not given the choice at this time because we haven't done it. So it feels like the universe is really bringing those things directly to us. And it does feel like the release of that, and even if it is the beginning of a process to release that, it feels like there is going to be momentum, and it feels like there's going to be a lot of acceptance, and it feels like really just having that it feels like those changes come with the Wheel of Fortune. It feels like there is this magical feeling, even if it is just for yourself. It feels like celebrations, and it feels like there is this level of compassion, care, and authority in really celebrating yourself for acknowledging what you've been through. And this is general. This is universal, and it feels like tears, and it feels like fear, and it feels like excitement. It feels like joy. It feels like sadness, and it actually is making me want to cry because it feels like there's so many things that people have been through that most wouldn't be able to tell if they see you on the day-to-day. And it feels like with the release of that, we're coming into really having the 10 getting past it, getting through it, excelling, exceeding, acknowledging that just simply being able to survive certain aspects, certain things, is something to celebrate. It feels like, you know, there's no defeat. There's a warrior feeling, but it does feel like the emotions come first. It feels like a day where tears come down, and it almost feels like you could drown in tears. And I felt this. We are in transition, and it feels like we are in a place of holding our breath. It feels like anticipation of something that's coming, and we know it, but we're not certain of what it is. And there is a little bit of fear, and it is a bit heavy, and it certainly feels like the weight gain, and it feels like there is a tremendous amount of anxiety. While it feels like it is in the pit of our stomach, it comes through as being nervous energy, but a little bit of excitement. It feels like transformation, transforming in ways that feel almost different than anything we have felt. So it is coming through as being holding our breath. I felt this energy, and I felt compelled to do a video, which has been something that I've feared for a very long time, something that everyone that is around me has told me to begin doing, and I've just laid low and like to be in the shadows. And today it just feels so in my heart. It feels like something that needs to be expelled, and it feels like the right time. So for me, it is something very special, and being able to do this and facing some of my fears, criticism and feedback and worry and concern. So it is a heavy day. There's a lot of anticipation. There is a lot of change. There is a lot of transformation. There is a lot of acknowledging self, and it feels like care, compassion for self, and really giving that courtesy. So for me, it comes through as a very, very unique time, and it definitely feels like there's going to be changes for the better, and it feels like you may have to move left or right. It doesn't feel like it's straight ahead, but it certainly feels like the goal is going to be obtained. So this energy in general, overall, just feels like a warrior, the king, the queen, the tens, and that's in various ways, but the emotion is present. It feels like tears, and it could be of joy, and it could be of I can't believe I went through that. I can't believe I survived that. And transformation, change, home, looks, you know, where you live. It's definitely jobs. It feels like coming in to the new, and it feels like some people may have been fighting the resistance, and there's no option now. It just feels like it needs to be done, but it does feel like there is a tremendous amount of success, and whatever success means to you, it comes through as there's tears of joy, and it does feel like rejoicing in the power to just be, and to accept it, and to do things that make you afraid. So I hope this helps, and it's my introduction, and I'm definitely proud of myself for doing this.